What's going on? All right, so let's get into it. So it's 2024. Happy New Year. First things first. Let's jump into goal setting. So obviously everybody knows how it goes. Normally for New Year's, everybody's setting goals, going out and buying workout equipment that will probably never use it. So you know how it goes. I used to be that guy. I used to buy all kinds of workout equipment and never use it. I'd buy a treadmill. I can't tell you how many treadmills I had in my life that never got used. So now I use my neighborhood instead. So let's talk about setting goals and why they're important and how you should be changing the way you set goals so you can actually execute them. So first things first is congratulations, you're motivated, you're mad, whatever it is that got you to start setting goals. That's the number one thing, is you have to start setting and finding those reasons to have those goals. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing is, when you set those goals, you need to have multiple layers to those goals. You can't have just one big goal. And I'll give you an easy example. I want to win nationals every year. So that's a goal I've set since the day I started in this sport. When I was brand new, after 6 months in this sport, and I realized that how much I loved the game and how much it took over my whole life, that I was like, okay, I've got to go. I want to win a national championship. Now, the crazy part about goals like that is you have, I don't know, 20, 30 other guys at this point in this sport that can all win nationals. So you have to understand that everybody else is trying to tear your goals apart, just like you're trying to beat their goals. So it's impossible, okay, to only have that as your goal. And the reason why is because there's no growth after that goal if it doesn't happen. You don't have anything that you can reach if you don't win a national championship every year. And I hate to tell you guys, there's only a handful of guys that are winning national championships right now. Some of it has to do with they're very good. They shoot for a living, which helps a lot. And they're very good. So they have work ethic, as well as the benefits of being able to perform and focus on their shooting more than most of us. The other thing about setting goals is if you don't set small goals, you will actually never reach that large goal. And the reason why is because winning doesn't happen by accident. Winning happens by chipping away at little goals and things that you're not good at in life, in the sport, in your shooting, you name it. You start chipping away at those little goals, all of a sudden that big goal is right there in the palm of your hand and you can reach it, you can grab it. But setting those small goals only work, okay? They only work if you set your life up for those small goals. And let me explain what I mean by that. So for me, I want to win a national championship. I always focus on me. I don't really worry about what anybody else does. I always just focus on what I do because I'm the thing that I can control, all right? So I know I have some weaknesses in my shooting. So I have goals that I set to clean up those weaknesses, right? Now, every year that I have done that, I have gotten better and better and better. So not only am I setting small goals, but now I have a track record of success for the system that I've created for myself. One of the biggest goals that I set in my life, which obviously is why you guys see me on videos a lot more than you used to, is because I changed my entire life for this sport, for shooting in general, for coaching. I fell in love with coaching and training and teaching people. So what I did is I had two jobs. I set my goal to do this for a living, I own my own construction company for anybody who just started following me. So I used to do construction. I used to own my own business and I fell in love with this sport. So for almost 2 years, I did both. I coached and I worked in my business at the same time. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. It wasn't easy. It was a tough decision, right? It was a tough decision to go out there and throw away a business that I had for 14 years. I had to throw that business away to jump into this. Now, that being said, I wouldn't change a thing. I am happier than I've ever been. I spend more time with my family than I ever have, even though I travel a lot more. I've never traveled in construction. I was always just locally there. I travel way more than I used to, which is probably the worst part of what we do is the travel part. But I get to travel around the country and meet new people, coach people to shoot for a living. I mean, it's a no-brainer now, obviously, but it's not an accident that I'm successful right now. The reason I'm successful is because I set those goals, those little small goals, and I work towards them. Another thing I did in my life that has changed just everything for me is my physicality, my working. I started working out again. I rededicated myself to my health. And the reason I did that was because of this sport, right? I got tired of feeling fat. I got tired of being tired. I got tired of getting my ass kicked by every single top guy in the sport, because the main difference between them and me, what I could physically see, was I was unhealthy. These guys all worked out. They were all in shape. Now, it doesn't hurt that they're younger than me, but that means I need to work twice as hard to keep those guys, because they are younger than me. They recover faster than I do. They've been shooting this sport longer than me. There's so many excuses that I could have made for myself why I wasn't winning, why I'm not catching those guys. But instead, I change me. I don't change them. I can't change those things. All I can do is put the work in for myself. So when you set your goals, set those goals to get yourself, to allow yourself to be successful. If you set a goal and you just write it on a piece of paper, but you don't make a change in your life, you don't dedicate 15 minutes a day to that dry fire, you don't dedicate that time in the gym. Guys, I don't even go to a gym. I work out at home in my front yard because I don't care what anybody thinks. I got a sled in the street, working out on a sled. I do my abs on a sidewalk because I don't give a shit what anybody thinks. I'm getting in shape while their fat asses are driving by in a car. I don't care what anybody thinks about that stuff. I changed my life to work in this sport. You set those small goals and those big goals just happen. It's not that hard. It just takes real effort out of you guys, I promise. I didn't start off just working out every day. I had to start off slow. I worked out 4 or 5 days a week. Then I fell in love with working out again. So I started working my way into those things. I changed my diet. I paid a dietitian, right? So I threw money at it at first. It's the first thing I did was throw money at my diet. And I was like, all right, let's get a plan. Once I got that plan, I no longer have to pay a dietitian because now I understand what I need to do. All it takes is effort on your part on setting those goals, setting your life up for success on those goals, and you'll find your way to the top of whatever it is that you're looking for. Business, shooting, your health, anything that you want. It's all about setting goals and crushing them. All right, guys, if you have any questions, hit me up in those comments, and I'll see you on the range.